Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another episode of CardBlitz. I'm your host, Kelly Reed, joined by my good friend, my buddy, Patrick Marshall. Patrick, how's it going, man?
What's up, Kelly? How are you today?
Oh, well, it's the start of a new month, and man, I mean, we're in the midst of this like World Cup thing, and got baseball going on, so and a lot of dad life, and just running kids around and having to cook and clean, and all the normal dad stuff that there is. How
Oh,
about you?
it's summertime, man, in full effect. I mean, it's like when you have a moment to spare, I walk by the washing machine and do a load of laundry. I mean, it's like second nature. It's like, what am I doing? I should be relaxing and watching maybe some of these great sporting events that you're talking about, but that's why ESPN and sports are on late. So that's a good thing for dads.
Yeah, definitely. You can catch up on the action during the day and then get ready for the next, right?
Yeah, we had a huge day, like, World Cup soccer. I mean, USA, let's go.
Yeah, it's
It's
July
been
1st, and yeah,
it's
U.S. takes on Bosnia, right?
Yep, Bosnia and Herzegovina, or how you pronounce it.
Movina or
But
something like that.
like my son says,
Herzegovina.
why do they have two names? I'm like, that's a good question.
There's some history there, kids.
Yeah,
Dad,
I can't
dad,
answer
dad
these
can teach you.
in-depth questions. You're only 10, but I appreciate the question. So,
Yeah.
and happy Bobby Bonilla Day. We got to talk about that. I mean, it's his day that he gets his contract today.
Well, in memory of, in honor of, there's my
Nice.
1996 Bobby Bonilla card from
Look
Bowman.
at that. Sweet.
Yeah, and the Orioles thing, everyone thinks of him in the Mets and getting the big payday, but he's also getting deferred payments from the Orioles through 2028.
I did not know that. Okay.
500,000 a year, man. And yeah, he's going to make was it like 12.5 million total off of the
Okay.
Orioles in deferred payments. And then, the 1.1 was it
Yeah.
1.19 million per year with the Mets.
Okay, so that's the contract thing everybody knows
Yeah,
when they say
July
Bobby
1.
Bonilla Day. Yeah, I mean that's the big what at the $200 million contracts for 25 years or whatever it was or something like that or
Yeah,
100.
25 years. Both of them were like 25-year deferred payment plans
Okay,
based off of Brett Saberhagen and the Mets. He was the first one to do it. So, a little history there, right?
yeah, pretty smart. I didn't mean to jumpstart your show and tell, but I've got something to show you as well.
Oh, okay. I'm
I,
all eyes and ears. Think
I
about
was
it.
going through my cards and I'm a huge Oilers fan and I came across this card and I was like, is this real? But this is a think about it, crack kills card that was inserted into Pro Set back in the day by the NFL to keep kids on the straight and narrow. I thought it was genius because of the way the marketing is. And it
Hmm.
says Warren Moon. It says Warren Moon can burn you, but crack will kill you. I mean, like this is pretty ingenious. I thought for everything that was going on, it just kind of showed me at the time and right now how influential sports are to kids, and if we can reach them that way, I thought this was a cool little show and tell.
Well,
So
definitely. And it just screams like late 80s, early 90s, right?
it does. It felt great to pick it up and take it. I was like, "Ooh, look at this! Yeah, I got to touch this." It's a Warren Moon too,
I
so
think that's what from the 90 Pro Set set,
it's a 90 91, I think.
91 Pro Set.
Yep, 91 Pro Set. So I've got 89s, 90, 91. I've got tons of those. So just going through, I didn't know they had that card was in there. So perfect for a little show and tell action.
Oh, definitely, man. Well, speaking of going through your card set collection and finding forgotten treasures,
Yeah.
what about this guy? You remember him?
Oh yeah, man.
David Arias,
Yep, that's right.
also known as David Ortiz.
Yeah, I came across some David Ortiz cards on the Twins, and I was wondering what year they were because they must have been early. So
97 Flair Ultra here, man. And so,
nice.
yeah, I was like, look at this nonsense. Look what I found. Dude, when you go through your collection, you find things, man. And I also got a couple of whatchamacallits here, a couple of these 1973 Topps football cards.
Yeah.
Frank Skippon in an arch shell. So now my hunt is under 30. I need
Ooh,
29 more cards to complete this set.
that's pretty cool, man. Nice.
Yeah, how about you, man? You got some more show and tell action?
No, I've just got our little birthday boy action. If you want to jump into that.
Well, I've got to show off two more cards then.
Okay, cool.
All right, so courtesy of our good friend Mark Ford over at the Stream of Card Consciousness channel, which I'll link below in the notes. Finally got my 75.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Herb Washington, pinch runner.
Yep, nice.
Dude, I guess he knew. He was like, "Hey, Kelly, let me hook you up with that." And he sent over this really awesome Iron Maiden card.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is old bassist Steve Harris. So I had no idea they made Iron Maiden cards back in '91, but
Is
they
that
did.
what it says? 91?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Now I saw them in concert in 1985, somewhere in Time Tour. I was in high school, but man,
Yeah.
these were the rocking days. So
Yeah.
thank you, Mark.
I
Appreciate the
mean, dude, still one of my favorite songs to listen to sometimes in the morning is Wasted Years. I just love the beginning of that song. I mean, it's good
Iron
stuff.
Maiden has so many good songs, man. I mean, you just do a greatest hits album and be rocking a day and night, man.
Yeah, sometimes you go down a YouTube rabbit hole. I do, and I'm like, "Ooh, look at this! Oh, I remember this video. What's this video?" And I'm like, "Uh-oh, 30 minutes have gone by." I'm like, "Okay, time to refocus."
And then ESPN, in the month of March with the men's basketball tournament, always doing the "Can You Play with Madness" riff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can I play with madness?
Dude, Iron Maiden
Yeah,
forever on that one, right?
that's right. It's great.
And I'm rocking a little red, white, and you, a little red, white, and crew, a little Motley
Nice.
Crew action here. So
Yeah,
starting this holiday weekend, man.
I'm gonna go home and throw on my red, white, and blue soccer jersey as soon as this is over. That's like
Hey,
this afternoon. As soon as this
gotta
workday's
support Team
done.
America, right? Team
That's right.
USA.
Yep.
Well, dude, let's get to the birthday kids.
Yeah, man, this is great. So we're talking about doing the birthday boy, and this young man turns 46 today. Mr. Nelson Cruz, otherwise known as Nelly for us in the Rangers, or his nickname Boomstick. So I mean, and I was impressed looking at his cards. This is a 2021 Panini. It's a mosaic, and I'm surprised I have this because I really don't have any new cards. But I was just going into his numbers, and man, the guy hit 464 home runs, 1,325 RBIs, batted 274 for his lifetime. And an interesting fact I didn't know about, which kind of makes sense as you think about his playing days, is he hit the most home runs in the 2010s of any player. He hit like something like 360 something home runs in the 2010s, and that was the most in that decade by any major league player. I thought that was really impressive.
Do you know if
So,
he ever did he crack 500 or did he fall short of that goal
yeah, he's
or
short.
that milestone?
464.
Okay, man.
So, but an interesting fact is they say what ifs with a lot of players. He didn't make his major league debut until he was 28 years old, and he still amassed those kind of numbers. I mean, just about 2,100 hits. So his numbers for Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame, they're legit numbers, but I don't. It's not enough for that. I don't think it's not enough for the Hall of Fame. But what if he played 3 or 4 more years at the major league level, hit another 100 home runs? I mean, we'd be talking about a Hall of Famer here.
Well, that
So
and being a Rangers fan, 2011,
yeah,
that incident, man, like if he had the World Series title and if he would have cracked 500, yeah, you think Cooperstown no brainer, but
he was the ALCS MVP. Yeah, for the Rangers
oh
in
yeah,
that
man, he was rocking
2011.
it in the postseason, man, that year.
Yeah, he was awesome. So 7-time All Star. What I thought is unique, he played for 8 teams, so a lot of people probably forget the numbers he puts up because he just kept on playing. He was like 40, 41 years old. So
I mean, I distinctly remember his time with the Mariners, the hated M's.
yeah,
So, I mean, it just that and the Rangers, those are the two teams I remember the most about
I loved
Blake
him on the
Cruz.
I loved him on the Rangers, dude. He was great. So
That was a special team.
happy birthday, Nelson Cruz.
Oh
Turned
yes.
46.
My guy is turning 74. Now he only played for three teams in his career. He is the pride of Seminole, Oklahoma. Played his college ball in La Tech down there in Louisiana with the Bulldogs. He was drafted in the 1974 draft. He was taken, let's see here, 24th overall. His most productive season was in 1976, where he was an All-Pro, went to the Pro Bowl, and he led the NFL that year in yards receiving. And I'm speaking none other than the great Roger Carr, 1976. That was his year. 74 years old, Roger. Happy birthday, man.
76. You should look up an almanac and send him that card and have him autograph it and send it back to the CardBlitz and show it on for show and tell. That'd be
Do a
cool.
little through the mail. Yeah, well, we'll see, man. Like I said, though, you know, most folks, they remember him here with the Colts, but he also had a 1 year stint with the Seahawks, and then finished his career in San Diego with the Chargers.
Okay, I didn't
And
know
then
that.
after that, he did a lot of coaching, high school and college, as an offensive coordinator at both levels, as well as doing like wide receivers work as well. So it makes sense for Roger Carr to do that. And
Yeah,
Roger, again, happy 74, and Nelly, happy birthday.
yeah, that's great. So what do you have on the docket today, Kelly?
Well, as we all know, it's Independence Day weekend. It's Freedom 250. It's America turning 250 years old. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot of show and tell in a sense. We're going to talk about a card, a player, and a feat, or a card that is numbered number 250 or out of 250, something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it sounds good.
All right, man. Well, why don't you lead us off with this, America
Sure.
turning 250 show and tell?
Sure. Well, when I'm thinking of this, I think of, accolades, basically. The card number, I like that as well, but the accolades really stood out. So I thought to myself, who are some players that I enjoyed watching in the history of the United States for as long as I've been on this planet? And one of them is this man, Mr. Jerry Rice. And the reason I picked this card, this is a 1990 score, number 200 card of Jerry Rice. He scored his 250th career point on October 14th, 1990, playing for the 49ers. And what I thought was unique about that, I mean, he went on to score something like 1,360 points. So this was early in his career, but he had a monster year this year. And when he scored his 250th point of his career, it came on a 5 touchdown day against the Falcons. And that pretty much kind of wraps up Jerry Rice for me. Montana to Rice was just dominant back in the day. So even though I'm a Cowboys fan and 49ers put him through some headaches, I always liked Jerry Rice. I just liked the way he operated, took care of himself, and he seemed like a perfect person to show on the 250th anniversary of the United States, because this guy's a good American right here.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there you go.
him and Joe Cool are, they got those three Super Bowl titles between the two of them. So,
Yeah, I mean, he's just. I mean, he
or
never like
actually, sorry, is it one? I think it's
what,
one title with Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, right?
Joe Montana. I thought it was two, and then one with Steve Young. Steve Young finally got his.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, what about you, Kelly?
Well, for me, I did not have the opportunity to see my player to lead things off in action. However, he's as I guess locked into hobby lore as any of them, and that's the great Mickey Mantle. And in 1959, he hit home run number 250. So
Nice.
yeah, this is a reprint from the 1996 Top set, which after he passed, they did this insert set, and they reprinted, or they did this insert set of like all 19 years of his playing day cards. But
Oh, I didn't know that.
1959,
Okay.
though, man, home run number 250 was against the Senators of Washington, and the Yankees won that day 11-4. The Mick went 2 for 5 with a walk, but he also hit a triple in this game.
Yeah, nice.
Channel 250 feet.
I like that. 250 home runs for the Mick. All right, I'm going to stay. My next player, I'm going to stay with football. Football is very influential growing up. So I'm going to go with this man, known as Sweetness, not only Walter Payton. And this is a 1977 Topps number 360 card. Sorry for the glare there. I could probably take it out, but it's in pretty good shape, so I don't want to take it out after not touching it for 20 years. So, but in 1977, um, Walter Payton reached a milestone of 250 yards rushing in a single game. And that was achieved on, I think it was November 77. And what's unique about that is it's known as the flu game. for Walter Payton because he was bedridden for 2 days before that game and had a 101-degree fever. He still carried the ball 40 times for 275 yards. And I think of myself, I'm like, that just shows you the kind of Hall of Famer person that he was. I mean, what kind of player, what kind of teammate. In that season, he had a huge year. He went on to be named the 1977 NFL MVP. And when the Pro Bowl mattered, he was the NFL Pro Bowl MVP as well. So Pro Bowl's a little bit different now, but back in the day, it was a big thing for some of these players.
Oh yeah,
And
it was earned. It was definitely earned back in the day.
yeah, and he surpassed O.J. Simpson's record of 273 yards in this game to become the all-time single season game rushing leader at that time. So I thought it was pretty cool. So 250 yards rushing in a game with the 101-degree fever. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Now it's not, and what's unique about this is this game happened for him 20 years earlier than the famous Michael Jordan flu game, which was in 1997. 77, 97. I don't know. There's something about sevens in these goats. They step up when they're
There's a theme, huh?
yeah. So Sweetness, good for you, man. And he was awesome watching growing up as a kid. So I had to pick Walter Payton.
Man, well, speaking of childhood, football theme, my man, TD, Tony
Oh
Dorsett,
yeah, there you go.
1982. And I have to thank Aaron Waxenfelter for pointing out that in 1982, Topps actually put the logos of the helmets on the card.
Oh, that
So
was
I
the
did not
first
know
year.
that until Aaron pointed that out. So thank you, Aaron.
Wow, I
However,
did not know that.
for Tony Dorsett, 1982, he scored his 250th NFL point. And it happened on an American holiday called Thanksgiving, Turkey Day,
Nice.
over the Redskins. 14 to
Yes.
10 with the victory. Tony Dorsett, 1982 Topps from my childhood set, card number 311.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad he beat the Redskins too. That's always a good thing. All right, for my next all-time American, I picked the one and only. I'm going to switch to baseball this time. I picked the one and only Ricky Henderson. When I thought of Ricky Henderson, I thought, okay, I mean, this guy's got to be included. Ricky Henderson stole his 250th career base on July 20th, 1982. So this is a 1982 Topps number 610 from my set. And this was pretty amazing. I mean, obviously, he turned out to be an incredible player, but this is still kind of early in his career. And he stole 130 bases this year in 1982, setting the all-time mark, which I would be surprised if anyone ever comes close to, breaking 100, to be
Even
honest.
triple digits, I was going to say. Yeah.
I'm on 130, and it was the second time he's hit 100. 2 years before this, he hit 100. So this is 130, set the all-time major league record for stolen bases in one season. And then obviously, we know what he did. He went on to break the all-time major league record of stolen bases in his career with 1,406. So the late, great Mr. Ricky Henderson, this guy pretty much did it all. But look at the card, too. It's kind of iconic. He's swiping two bags right there. It's pretty awesome.
And then in a minute later, he's saying,
he's almost like salivating. You can tell he just can't wait to run. So the guy was something else.
great stance, right?
Yeah, so 250th career stolen base for Mr. Ricky Henderson, 1982.
Well, we are bouncing back and forth, very similar trains of thought, because I'm also going baseball.
Nice.
I'm going with Big Tex, going with Nolan Ryan here,
Yes.
1986 Topps baseball. And in this year, with the Astros, he earned, like I said, a win number 250, and that happened against the Chicago Cubs, 7-1. Big Tex here, he had one hit over 6 innings. But also,
Nice.
speaking with your stolen base guys, the Astros stole 6 bases in this game against the Cubs.
Nice.
So, yep, win number 250 for the great Nolan Ryan.
Pretty impressive. I bet, let's see, it was probably Kevin Bass, Bill Doran, and Billy Hatcher. I'm going to say Billy Hatcher probably stole 2 or 3.
I counted for those 6 stolen bases.
Yep, that's right.
The American way, right?
That's right. Hey, you know what? It's small ball when you play in the Astrodome. So, Nolan Ryan knew what he was doing. Just limit your opponents, unless he was at Chicago. I'm not sure, but still, pretty impressive.
Well, the CardBlitz viewer will be like, "Hey, I was there at that game. I was a kid. This is what happened."
I could have been there. I have no idea.
In 1986, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
possible. All right, I'm staying with baseball, and this next gentleman I picked is very unique, and I loved his name growing up, and he's quite the character once I started getting into him. But Goose Gossage, Rich the Goose Gossage, known as Goose, and this is a 1985 Topps number 90. What's unique about this is I wanted to, talk about somebody who recorded his 250th save, and Goose Gossage did it on September 14th, 1985. And at the time, he became the fourth all-time saves leader to reach 250 saves as a milestone. He went on to save 310 games in his Hall of Fame career. But that's not all. I wanted to really dive into it and see, and I found some interesting tidbits. At the beginning of his career, in 1976, he played for the White Sox. He was a starting pitcher. They experimented. He went 9-17, pitched like 225 innings. He had a sub 4 ERA. He had 15 complete games as a starting pitcher, which is
Unheard of in today's
amazing.
world, right?
Yeah, for the White Sox. And then the next year in 1977, he became a Pittsburgh Pirate. I guess he was traded to the Pirates. He went 11-9, had a 1.62 ERA, and had 26 saves. So when I think of Goose Gossage, I think of a guy who will do anything to help his team win. That's the American spirit right there. He was never really dominant with his numbers, but I think anytime he was called on to get the job done, he just got it done. So I chose Goose Gossage as one of my 250 guys.
Now, Goose has, like you had mentioned, had a long storied career, but he also likes to, I heard, sign through the mail. So perhaps you should send that off to him and ask him to
Yeah,
set
I'd
up,
love
man.
to. It's funny you say that because I was looking up autographs of his because I'd like to have one. And he signs a lot. Goose Gossage, Hall of Fame, 2008. And I love that when it has the Hall of Fame inscription.
Well, that and the
So,
nickname, man, that's greatness.
and I may be going on a new tangent coming up in 2027, trying to get Hall of Famers with the year that they went to the Hall of Fame. So,
That would be a cool collecting goal, man.
yeah.
Maybe for
So,
2027, you can start doing your research and get after that.
yeah, 2026 has got a lot going on. So, yeah, 27 sounds good.
Well, we're going to diverge and go back to the great American game of American football for my 250 feet. And I'm going to go with America's team. I'm going to go with a quarterback named Troy Aikman. Here he is in his collegiate days, though, on this 1989 Pro Set card. But in 1989, Troy passed for his first game ever to pass for 250 or more yards. Now, it was in a losing effort to the Phoenix Cardinals. Cowboys lost 24-20 in that one. But Troy Aikman, he passed for 379 yards, which was a record back then for a rookie QB.
Okay.
So again, Troy Aikman, 250. We're celebrating, man.
Nice. That's great. I remember that Pro Set. God, I have so many of those Pro Set cards. They're
Oh, they're
great.
beautiful. I really like the design, and even you on the back, you got a nice little write up
Yeah.
and a headshot, and the design was in their college uniforms back in the day. To me, that was
Yeah.
pretty cool because you weren't getting that with tops in the late '80s.
No, and yeah, we used to go to Target and just raid those shelves back in the day and buy unopened wax boxes of 89 Pro Set for probably like $15. It was great. It was good. All
How
right, Kelly, I
about, how
like that.
about your last one as you're rounding?
All right, my last one is this man is known forever in baseball lore, and I think he should be, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but there's a lot of controversy with him. This man hit his 250th home run on July 18th, 1994, joining the 250 club. He had just eclipsed the 250 stolen base, but I chose one and only Barry Bonds. He was playing at the Giants then. And when I grew up I love the Pirates. I love the outfield of Bonds and Van Slyke and Bonilla. So wrapping it all back up. And I just think that, whatever happened with Barry Bonds, later in his career, I mean, I think he didn't have to do what he did and, lie and commit perjury on the stand. But he was a favorite player of mine. And he had his 250th home run on July 18th, 1994, and I think season number 8 or 9 in Major League Baseball, which is pretty impressive. So, but this is a 1994 Upper Deck Collector's Choice, number 105.
And
And I
so
was actually
that blue foil on the front, what's that stand for?
oh, this is it says special edition.
An
So
SC card? All right.
yeah, I haven't even, I didn't even know I had this card. So I found it and I was like, oh, cool. Just like we said, we're doing this, Kelly. We go through and find some old cards. But this guy, turned out to be a seven-time National League MVP, and I just think he's Hall of Fame caliber for me. So I hope he makes it one day. But for my 250th home run and 250th stolen base man, he achieved this in 1994. So Barry Bonds.
One quick question, Patrick.
Yeah.
What was that again? His nickname?
Barry U.S. Bonds.
Oh yeah, U.S. bonds. I remember that in the late 80s and
Yep,
early 90s.
that's right. Barry U.S. Bonds.
Well, speaking of great Americans, and first, I'm going to go with a different sport that our friends up north, the Canadians, will appreciate, and that is hockey.
Okay, nice.
So, I do not have a card from 1989, I believe, 1989, when he accomplished this feat. So I'm going to do the George Washington guerrilla warfare tactic and take a different approach with this 93 tops uh, card of Joe Mullen. Now, you might be asking yourself, like, who the heck is Joe Mullen? Joe
Yeah,
Mullen is the first American to score 250 goals in the NHL.
I did not know that. Okay,
And he ended his career with 502. And he was the first American to hit 1,000 points in his NHL career.
that's pretty impressive. I mean,
Joe Mullen was doing great American things, man. He was doing things as a first in the world of hockey and NHL, but he went on to win like three Stanley Cup titles, one with the Flames of Calgary, and then a pair in the early 90s with the Penguins, Pittsburgh
yeah,
Penguins. So,
that's impressive that he was doing his thing in National League hockey, and was doing it over a period of years.
oh,
You
yeah,
know,
he played for like
to,
18 years from like 79 to 97. And
that's
then he went and
impressive.
coached. He was a
Yeah,
coach in hockey for a number of years as well.
yeah, that's impressive. I like that. Joe Mullen.
Joe
I may have to,
Mullen, great American doing
I may have
American things.
I may have to just pick up a Joe Mullen card just because he's an American, just because that guy needs to be in my
He's
collection.
the first, man. He's the first.
Yeah,
250 goals, 500 goals, 1,000 points. Joe Mullen, man.
nice. That's perfect.
Well, let me throw this out to you, man.
Okay.
Recently, on the interweb, I was reading about a Caleb Williams SuperFractor that sold for like $49 million.
49,000.
Was it 49,000? Yeah, 49,000.
I was like,
Zeros,
I was like,
math.
what?
I'm not really, I can't count. So
My
yeah,
glasses almost
it was
fell
like
off.
49,000, man. And I'm thinking to myself, like, for 49K and the Caleb Williams, and I'm not one to tell people like how to collect, but I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, it's a
Yeah.
still one, it's a super fractor, but 49K? What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think about this and right at reading it, reading the pages right out of the book, I'm like, there's no way I'd pay that. I was like, God, that's way too much. But then I was like, I'm an older collector. I'm a different type of collector. If I was a younger collector and, it's Caleb Williams, 49,000, it's a SuperFractor, it's rare. There's not a lot of them out there. Paying 49,000 and expecting that thing to go up in value, that could easily happen. The way the market is very hot right now, and if I was a Bears fan and I was able to get a hold of that card and say, let's say he leads them to the playoffs and the Super Bowl in 2 years, you don't think that card's $100,000? I do. I think it
Well,
goes
he
up a
went on a
lot.
heck of a run this past season,
Yeah,
in the playoffs, and then that last second come from behind win, and
yeah.
yeah, he could end up going to the Super Bowl and winning one, and maybe he's an MVP.
There's a lot of speculation on that, and I understand you buy that now with the idea maybe they're growing something in Chicago. They got a new stadium coming. He showed it to be a leader. Bears fans were pretty excited last year. So one of my neighbors, is a Bears fan, all he could do was talk about Caleb Williams. So his son loves Caleb Williams. I mean, it's going down the ranks already. So I understand, but it's still a lot of money.
The
But
hesitancy to spend.
how does the price point start? That's my biggest question. Why is it not 10 grand? Why is it
All
15?
it,
But
all it
somebody
takes is
felt,
two bidders to see
yep,
value.
yep.
And you mentioned that you're like, hey, if this guy goes on to do great things, Caleb Williams as a QB of the Bears, and you got this one of one,
Yeah.
only one. It's going to be a sought after commodity at that point.
There's two people out there, like you said, that I didn't know there's only two bidders, but somebody
I don't know
sees
how
the,
many bidders. I'm just saying
okay.
all it takes
Oh,
is two to tango, right?
oh,
Like,
yeah, somebody sees the value in that and spending that money. And I'm like, wow, that's the dollar amount shocks me. It's impressive up front, but then I start stepping back going, well, that's kind of like the scale of what this hobby's become now. If it's one of one SuperFractor, I mean, maybe the upper echelon investor who has that kind of cash is looking to make an investment for the next 5 years, maybe the next 3 years. Um, I mean, I understand because I think the Bears and Caleb Williams could do something like that. And the Chicago is a hot market for football. I mean, if you do well, you're on the national stage. It's not like you're in some smaller market and you're
mhm.
some player. So, um, yeah, I mean,
But like you said, though, you kind of summed it up with today's hobby,
yeah,
and you got folks that they're looking at it as an asset kind of vehicle, store their cash there. Um, again, maybe you and I are older and look at the card as in a different light, different perspective. But hey, each their own. And if it made that buyer happy, so be it.
let's put in perspective. Would you pay $49,000 for a PSA 10 of this Walter Payton?
Me personally.
Would somebody do that? I don't know. I don't think it's anywhere near that. But it's not a one of one, so there's a lot of things that are a little bit different about it. But I don't
Oh,
know.
what
As
goes
older,
into it? The market price and yeah, you never know. Like I said, it takes two or even just one, the right buyer who wants that card. Name your price and they'll pay for it.
yeah. So I'm not upset. I'm not like negative or positive either way. I'm just kind of like I'm eager to watch it out. I want to see what happens. So like that'll be on my radar of some point of keeping track of the Caleb Williams one of one superfractor to see what, and like after the season next year or something like that. See if that thing pops up again.
Well, I was to say back in the mid 80s, trying to pick up this guy for like 50 cents in the value
Yeah,
boxes.
yeah,
And now, like you said, if it was a PSA 10 of it, yeah, you could, I mean, the price can be really high. So beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and what you want to do with your hobby dollars is your business.
yeah,
But hey, congrats to the owner of that one of one, Caleb Williams, Superfractor. Enjoy. It's your card.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it's somebody who's a local pizza restaurateur. He owns like three pizza places in Chicago, puts it on display when they play their first home game against Minnesota or something, gets everybody fired up. But I don't know.
You think he can wear like Mr. What is his name? Mr. Wonderful? He's gonna have it like as a necklace. He's gonna be showing it off and
Yeah, there you go.
diamond encrusted card
Yeah,
holder.
nice.
Oh, let me stump you, Patrick. It's that time, man.
Okay, sure.
All right. So speaking of this 250 theme, the first MLB pitcher to ever win 250 MLB games is Cy Young. That's like common knowledge, right? Like
Yeah.
you know this, I know this. He did this in 1889, so
Okay.
a couple of centuries back. But who is the first modern era? I'm speaking 1900 to present day. Who is the first modern era pitcher to accomplish that feat of 250 MLB wins? You want to
Whew.
take a wild guess right now, or do you want me to go through your options?
Um, I have to go through some options because there's quite a few different things here.
All right, and I had to do a lot of research from baseballreference.com.
Yeah,
Here
very
we go,
so.
man. Four options. Option A, first pitcher again, modern era to win 250 MLB games. Is it A, Walter Johnson? Is it B, Mordecai Brown? Is it C, Eddie Plank? Is it D, Christy Mathewson?
Oof. So one of them was on my mental list, and then you mentioned two others that should have been on my mental list.
Well, hey, to be fair, this was accomplished, in the 20th century, in the
Yeah,
first 20 years of the 20th century.
yeah, I know. That's
So we're going old school, man. Over 100 years ago for you.
I'm gonna go on a tangent here just because the name is sticking in my head. And I think choice A and choice D are just well-known pitchers of that era. So I'm going to go with B, Mordecai Brown.
Mordecai Brown. If you said Mordecai Brown, like 12.3% of America, you are wrong.
Okay.
Mordecai Brown never did. He never accomplished 250 wins. He retired with 239.
Ooh, okay. All right.
All right, I'll give you another guess.
I'd say Christy Matheson then.
If you said Christy Mathewson, you would be with 42.3% of America, and you would be correct.
Okay. I thought that was one of those Kelly curveballs and a sinker thrown in.
It is.
Yeah.
He accomplished this feat, win number 250 on July 4th, 1910,
1910. Wow.
in a 6-5 win over the Brooklyn Superbas, who later became known as the Brooklyn Dodgers.
So do you have any other stats like of that year? Like how many innings did he pitch? Like
I didn't do
342?
that, but I didn't dive that deep. But I found that to
Okay.
be interesting. Independence Day, America's birthday, you get win number 250. We're celebrating 250. It all ties together, CardBlitz fans.
Yeah. So are we saying that Christy Matheson probably started his career about 1895 and
Yeah,
averaged about 25 wins a year, something like that, or 20 wins, something like
to accomplish that by 1910. And back then, you're looking at these win totals, and pitchers are winning like 30 games a year,
yeah.
one game winners. Like it was not unheard of back then.
Well, your pitching staff was six guys, and three of them were starters, I guess. So I don't know. I guess in reference to it's not comparable, obviously, to today's metrics, and we all know that. And there's a great big discussion about that. But back in the day, if you had those kind of numbers, you were unhittable. I mean, you were one of the best in that whole sport. So that's why I give him a lot of respect. I mean, you're going up against Christie. I mean, everyone's talking about, oh, great, we got Christie today. All right, let's just hope I can get on base. So, I mean, any of those guys.
And his nickname is fascinating to me. Big Six.
Did he have six fingers on one hand?
No, unlike Three Finger Mordecai.
Okay, all right.
He was not sitting there with six.
Okay.
However, yeah, just the nicknames back then and their accomplishments. Definitely, man. As we're winding down, definitely want to say, hey, Card Blitz viewers, thank you for taking the time to watch us. We hope that you have a safe and wonderful 4th of July weekend. Tonight, you got U.S. versus Bosnia Herzegovina. So
Yep.
on that note, Patrick, you got anything you want to wrap up with?
No. Happy 4th of July, guys. And yes, be safe. Try not to get too close to the fireworks, but enjoy this wonderful weekend. It's going to be hot here in Charlotte, so I'm probably the same in Dallas, right, Kelly?
Yep, really hot, 99, 98 degrees.
Yeah,
And,
we're going to be
we'll
close to
get together on
100.
the next one, man.
Put on the sunscreen. Don't forget, go jump in the pool, eat your watermelon, enjoy your barbecue, enjoy sports.
Take care, y'all. See ya.
Okay. All right. See ya.